network is. If you aren't on it, go to our website. You can sign up for our email list or go to our Facebook page, which this week will probably, in a few days, reach 40,000 likes, which is just mind-boggling. And that's been a wonderful way to share whale sightings and news and issues and conversations. So we are glad you're all part of our pod. And it's nice to do things like this where we get to see you in person and put faces to the names we see on Facebook. So the other things we do are educational programs, such as this. Our project to retire Lolita. Some of you may have seen something in the news recently about that, and Howard will mention that a little bit today, I think. We also run the Central Puget Sound Marine Mammal Stranding Network that covers Island and Skagit in North Snohomish County. And soon, thanks to Fred Lundell, our board member who probably checked you in out there, a Langley Whale Center opening March 1st in some form, and we'll be ready for a grand opening probably a month or two later. But we are very excited about that. It's just been a wonderful opportunity. The City of Langley, the Langley Main Street Association, and Fred Lundell's persistence and drive just made that happen. So we're really excited about that. And the other thing that we have happening is this whale on the stage with a ferry on it is Tokite, which was Lolita's original name. And early summer, was the last date we've gotten from the Washington State ferries, but the next new ferry to be launched is going to be named Tokite after Lolita. So that's just really exciting, and so we'll be having some event around that as soon as we know what the date is. And they're going to have displays on the ferry. The permanent displays and photos and artwork will all be about Lolita, the captures, the southern residents, their need for salmon. So it's just, we're very excited about that. And so as long as we're doing show and tell, the nice button blanket was a gift from former Secretary of State Ralph Monroe and Karen. And then we have a carving here that was designed by Roger Perdue, who just passed away. So we wanted to bring that as honoring him. He designed the whale that's in Coupeville on the waterfront. So if you're in town, go give it a spin. He did Water Festival t-shirt designs that were all Northwest Coast art, and was just a great community member. So long as I'm cheerful, I'll say all right. But I will recover. But long as I'm remembering members of our pod that we're missing. Some of you knew Carol May from Bellingham, who also passed away this year while visiting England, which is where she wanted to be. So if you knew her and want to say goodbye, we've made a poster in the hallway just down to your right that we would like you to sign or say goodbye to her or express your feelings. She was a very talented photographer, so we have some of her photos on it and photos of her. So please sign that, and we're going to send it up to her church in Bellingham that she was very active in as well. So she will be missed, especially at the Lolita events. She loved to drive the Cuddy Sark. So on to cheerier things. We want to thank our sponsors. Home Place is our major sponsor the last several years that makes this happen. And the beautiful lady at the display out front happens to be my sister. So it pays to know people in the right places. So we really appreciate their support. And then the Captain Whidbey has also been a sponsor. And after the workshop, you're invited to the lounge there for drinks and continuing conversations. And they also have a menu if you want to eat there. So we invite you to do that. And we want to thank all our really hardworking volunteers and our board members, that some of them may be out there, some are in here. If you're in here, raise your hands. Dave and Karen Anderson, Sandy Dupernell, Jill Hine, and Fred Lundell, if he's still around. Our board and volunteers are just number one, and we couldn't do anything without them, so big hand for them. The monkey was even screaming for them. And the monkey is something we use to keep people on time, so I should give it to you, because you may need to, need to shut up. And so then logistics, things like the restrooms are down that way, and there's more down that way if those get full. And lunch, if you ordered it, will be down this hall. If you didn't order it but you want lunch, we likely will have extras, so there's a sign-up sheet at the registration table. You can sign up if you want a lunch. It's a baked potato bar with vegetarian and meat options. If you are a teacher and want to sign up for teacher credits, see Chris Cunningham at the registration table or right there. And so we really appreciate Chris offering that for teachers. Okay, turn off your cell phones. We are recording the workshop and we'll post it on our website afterwards. And we do have, I think the last 2 years of our workshops are on our website. If you go to Orcas, Ways of Wales, and then it lists each year, and you can watch the videos from prior years. I did have one other, we do have a lot of wonderful displays that we would like you to visit. We have our Orca Network merchandise table, so the sales support things that we do. And then we also have at the end of the hall some books and DVDs on sale by others. And one of those tables, Lee Calvé has a whale watching book that she's done, and those are for sale. And she apparently had put some out and some went missing, so if someone picked one up and thought it was for free, she would rather you paid for it. So she just wanted me to make that known. And I think one more thing, and then I better let Howie talk. And because we have a really cool surprise for you this morning too. Several of them. We have a silent auction also, so that is right next to all the good food that we hope you are enjoying. And there's some really fun, interesting items, so we hope you will bid on those. And I will turn it over to Howard, and we will move on with this day that is just packed full of amazing stuff. So thank you all for coming.
First, I have to just add one item to the show and tell, and that is these amazing T-shirts that were just brought here, hand-delivered from Florida. Thank you very much. Hot off the press, they'll be on our website and Facebook page here pretty soon, but they're Free Lolita T-shirts. I think they're lovely. So now we have this very special treat this morning. Just a couple of days ago, got a call from a musician that many of you know well. He is about to begin his tour, his new album, The Great Salish Sea. So this will be the Great Salish Sea tour, and it hasn't really quite started. So this is kind of a preview debut of the Great Salish Sea tour by Dana Lyons. Come on up, Dana. Dana is kind of an icon of the Salish Sea. We're having three icons here today, the orcas, the salmon, and Dana Lyons. Dana is probably most famous for his song, Cows with Guns, that has the memorable lines, "We will fight for bovine freedom and hold our large heads high." So with that, take it away, Dana.
Thank you, Howie. Good morning, everyone. Really a pleasure to be here with the Orca Network and with so many people who work so hard to protect our beautiful friends, the orcas, here in our region. The song I'd like to sing for you was requested. A friend of mine asked me to write it, and it's from the point of view of Granny, the 101-year-old matriarch of our area orcas. And she wanted me to write the song from Granny's perspective about the changing sound of the boats on the Salish Sea over the last 100 years. And as many of you are aware, the huge amount of noise from the big ships doesn't deafen the orcas, but makes it very difficult for them to talk to each other very far. Normally they can maybe talk 3 to 5 kilometers, and when the big ships are going by, it might be 100 meters. But this is the tune. It's the title track of my new CD, which I'm very thrilled is going to be coming out soon. And I'm going to be doing the Great Salish Sea tour, which Howie mentioned. And I'll be touring everywhere from the Columbia River all the way up to the Queen Charlotte's Haida Gwaii, which is where our orcas go. And I'll be talking about the effect of the noise on the orcas, and also about export of coal, oil, and natural gas, which will add greatly to the ships, not to mention all the other problems. But if you're interested in setting up a concert with a local nonprofit or a house concert, talk to me. I'll be here. So, thank you. We will swim 1,000 miles to reach the shores of Emerald Isles, with salmon spawning by the million, herring spawning by the billion. Gather with our pods again, the summer food, the summer friends, to raise our babies safe and free. We gather in the Salish Sea. Oh, hush, hear the swish of the boats on the water, the hollowed out cedars, the sons and the daughters, the rhythm of paddles caressing the water, the rhythm of paddles to come greet the orca. Remember the legend, the myth, and the story a long time ago, when we witnessed the glory of thousands and thousands of whales swimming free. The orcas come home to the Great Salish Sea. Oh. I hear your song from many miles, your distant thoughts, your distant smiles. Today we fish in different bays, tonight we meet again to play. Oh, hush, hear the swish of the boats on the water, the great sailing ships with the sons and the daughters, the wind and the wood as it cuts through the water, the wind and the wood sailing out to the orca. Remember the legend, the myth, and the story a long time ago, when we witnessed the glory to thousands and thousands of whales swimming free. The orcas come home to the Great Salish Sea. Oh. sun. I saw the slaughter, smelled the blood, the water turning blue to brown, the metal ships, the screaming sound. I cannot hear your song today. The salmon gone, the herring late, and more the ships do come. Will anybody hear my song? Oh, hush, hear the scream of the ships on the water, the great super tankers, the coal ports, the freighters, the deafening noise overtaking the water, the deafening noise overcoming the orca. Remember the legend, the myth and the story, a long time ago when we witnessed the glory, with thousands and thousands of whales swimming free. The orcas come home to the Great Salish Sea. Oh, hush, hear the voice from both sides of the border, the rallies, the blockades, the brave sons and daughters. The people speak out for protecting the water. The people are rising to come save the orca. Oh.